Hi. So, another deity that has made his presence known to me in terms of giving me protection from black magic and taking me under his protection from black magic is Hanuman. And I'm not an Indian. I'm not Indian, so I'm not really familiar with all these Indian or Hindu deities, though I'm sure that my soul is familiar with them. Like I'm familiar with them at the soul level. Like I'm sure my soul is familiar with them, but it's my human in this lifetime, in this avatar, that needs to catch up with them. So I thought I'll look him up quickly, and what I found is that Hanuman was or is an avatar and an incarnation of Shiva in the body of a monkey. And people who don't understand that kind of thing may laugh at me, poke fun, dismiss, or just like, what is she going on about? Like, may think I'm crazy or something, like, is she crazy or something? There's something we need to know and be aware of, and we need to understand when it comes to the animal kingdom and when it comes to the animal. And this is the deep truth when it comes to the animal kingdom and when it comes to the animals. I'm sure I'm not the only one to speak on it, but most people on this planet are still not aware of this deep truth when it comes to the animal kingdom or when it comes to the animals. And what is that deep truth? That deep truth is that the soul or spirit that lives in humans is the same soul or spirit that also lives in animals as well. And it is God. And that's why Indians or Hindus have animal gods or animal deities. Because the truth is, the deep truth is that the physical form, in terms of a body, can be human or animal, but the soul or spirit that lies within is the same, and it is God. It is the same energy underneath and within different bodies or different forms or different physical forms. And that energy and consciousness is what we call God, or what we know as God. Perhaps I need to start familiarizing myself a little bit with Hindu mythology, though. Is it really just mythology, or is there truth to it? A little bit more about Hanuman is that he was the greatest devotee of Rama. And Rama is another avatar or incarnation of Krishna. And then Rama and Krishna both were avatars and incarnations of Vishnu. And Vishnu has also been around, and in particular, Krishna has been around me quite a lot as well. So, and right. And Vishnu is part of the Hindu trinity of gods. And that trinity of gods include Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. And Lord Hanuman is the god of strength and protection. Hanuman is a protector and gives protection from evil and enemies and other things. And here is another little interesting thing that I came across, is that Hanuman also protects from ill effects of Saturn, planet Saturn, as he protected Saturn many times. And in turn, Saturn said, one who will be with Hanuman will not be cursed by him and will be saved from the wrath of Saturn Dasha or Sade Sati. Now Dasha or Sade Sati, these are astrological terms from Vedic astrology. I don't really know what they mean. I'll have to look them up, which I haven't yet. But I thought that was another interesting little fact, so I'll just share it. But the thing is, that's why Hanuman also showed up for me in terms of breaking black magic and giving me protection from black magic and taking me under his protection as well, because he is connected to Shiva, Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, and they are all around me. All of them are around me. So, and they're all connected. And um, I made a video titled I made a video on Lord Shiva. I titled it 144,000 Chosen, Lord Shiva Coming to My Rescue. It's a few videos back. But yeah, so Hanuman is connected to Shiva and so on. So it's not a surprise that Hanuman has also shown up for me and is around me. And since we are talking about this subject, and since we are on this subject, I thought I'll share something personal, because it would bring awareness to people. So I thought I'll share my own personal experience with my own pet, my baby bunny. I don't like to call her a pet. I don't really, I don't know, I'm just not comfortable with that word, but I had a white rabbit as a pet. And here I go again. I don't really want to call her a pet. They're not pets, they're soulmates. At the soul level, our pets or animals in general, are also soulmates. It's not just humans who are soulmates. Animals are also soulmates, because my baby bunny was my soulmate. That's how it is at the soul level. When it comes to the soul, that's how it is. And that is the truth. That is the deep truth that most humans are not aware of, are not awakened to. And she was also a blue ray, like I am, a blue ray being, a blue ray soul. Just that I have more of the indigo ray in my aura, and I was shown her aura in my dream, in dream state. This was in 2019, maybe 6-7 months before she was to pass away or transition back into the spirit world. And Spirit showed me her aura and her aura color in my dream state. And Spirit showed me her as all blue. That was, yes, Spirit was showing me her aura color. And that was, it was aquamarine. The shade of blue, or the hue of blue, the color blue, that is associated with the color of the throat chakra. That was the color of her aura that was shown to me by spirit. And indigo and aquamarine, both of them come under the umbrella term of blue ray, or blue ray beings, or blue ray souls. And time again, I kept getting this feeling about her that, you know, she was going to be a human someday. And maybe it was just something that kept coming to me intuitively. And when her time was coming near to die, I mean, I don't like that word die either, because we don't really die. It's just the bodies that die, the soul, the spirit lives on. So when it was, when her time was coming near, and I was getting this feeling that, okay, her time is coming near, because she was ill. And I was asking spirit, is my feeling right? Like, is it time for her to leave? Is it time for her to go? And so I could prepare myself mentally and emotionally, and I was it was not easy for me to go through that phase with her when she was slipping away. And I was asking spirit, I feel like her time is coming, and could you please let me know so I could prepare myself mentally for it. And then I was given another dream, and in my dream state, I saw my baby bunny lying on the floor, with her eyes closed. Looked like she was gone. And then I was shown like a tiny little spark of light. And that's what it literally looked like a spark, like a tiny little spark of light, like coming out of her body. And it was like spiraling upwards, and like it was floating upwards in a like a spiraling motion. And then I was shown two human legs, like from the feet to the knees, um, and they were also blue, like in, the color blue, in blue. That's what I was shown. And then at that point, it was not quite her time to go yet. It was a few weeks before she actually, or her soul actually left her bunny body and transitioned back into the spirit world. But so, in that dream at the end, I saw her kind of wake up. And so the message was that, yeah, okay, she's still around for now. But as I said, it was only, by that time, she had only a few weeks left. And that was a confirmation of me feeling intuitively like she was going to be a human someday, or her soul, you know, like that was on her soul's trajectory. Um, and so she was my soulmate, and when she finally transitioned in January 2020, it, it was really painful for me. It kind of broke me, and obviously I went into my grieving process. And the day she or her soul left her body, um, spirit was giving me signs and synchronicities all over the place. Like it was like spirit was all around me and her, and archangels and angels. And it was a really difficult day, and I was like, yeah, I was feeling and sensing, and with all, spirit being all around me and giving me all these signs and synchronicities. And I was like, okay, okay, her time has come to go. She's gonna go today. Um, and that, her soul is okay. Spirit and archangels and angels are around to escort her soul back into the spirit world. Um, and obviously I was asking spirit for that as well, but they knew what was going on. They knew her time was coming, so they were around anyway. Spirit and archangels and angels were around anyway. um, But after she passed, I was obviously in a lot of emotional pain, and I was grieving, and I was, asking spirit still, like, how is her soul doing? Is she okay on the other side? And and again, spirit brought her soul to visit me in my dream state a couple of times. And actually, one of those times, one of my deceased aunties, whom I had not seen in years at all, um, came with my baby bunny's soul. Her soul, my auntie's soul, came with my baby bunny's soul to visit me in my dream state as well. And yeah, my passed on loved ones have also visited me in my dream state. My own mother, my auntie, who was one of my mother's sisters, my grandfather, and I was also told that my grandfather was all actually an angel, and in another dream when he came to visit me in my dream state. And my grandma, I mean, yeah, my passed on loved ones and my ancestors are also around me in spirit. Like my passed on loved ones in spirit, my ancestors in spirit are also around me. And they have visited me in my dreams and in my dream state as well. Anyway, coming back to my baby bunny, my soulmate, baby bunny, Blu-ray baby bunny, Blu-ray soul baby bunny. Um, and then it was like spirit was like giving me an update on her soul's progress and what was going on with her soul. And I received another dream state message about her that, oh, there's going to be a birth at the end of the month. That's the dream state message that I received about her soul. And that month was the month of August. And it's interesting that the month of August is connected to the Lion's Gate portal that is connected mainly to the star system Sirius. So anyway, I was, you know, I was given an update on her soul and her soul's progress. And actually, before that, I also received another dream, and I was shown like a white puppy, like the cutest white puppy, because my baby bunny was the cutest white rabbit ever. Uh, her breed of rabbits are just the cutest ever. And then I was shown in one of my in one of my other dreams, I was shown a white puppy, and I was given the sense that that's what she was going to be next. That she or her soul was incarnating or has incarnated into the body of a dog next. Like that was her soul's next uh, incarnation or reincarnation, or that was the next physical form or body that her soul was going to incarnate or reincarnate into. So, like, that's part of her soul's trajectory on her way up to being a human or incarnating into a human vessel or a human body at some point. So for now, her soul has come back into a dog's body and she is being a cute, white puppy somewhere out there right now. And that only happened like her soul came back like 6 months after she left her bunny body. Like there was only a gap of maybe 6 or 7 months before her soul came back and into the body of a dog this time. But what that means is that that's her soul's next step in her soul's trajectory. And that at some point her soul will incarnate or reincarnate or will come into a human body and will be a human or will have a human experience. So do you see how these things work at the soul level or when it comes to the soul? That's why I'm sharing my own personal experience, because it will bring awareness to people. It will bring awareness to humans when it comes to the animal kingdom, when it comes to the animals in general, and when it comes to our own pets or animals that, that we have with us. So yeah, okay. Ganesh or Ganesha is coming to my mind just now. So he's making his awareness, he's making his presence known to me as well, which makes sense because Ganesh or Ganesha is another Indian or Hindu deity, animal god or animal deity in the body of an elephant. And he's around me as well. He's around me as well. And I've received messages from him as well. And, even I, I just received a telepathic message from Ganesh or Ganesha the other day. I mean, it's like, it's almost like, he kind of drops in and talks to me or just, kind of, checks in on me. And the same with Krishna and Radha. Krishna and Radha, twin flames. But yeah, mainly Radha's around as well, but mainly Krishna. So yeah, it's like, they kind of drop in and check in on me. And if they have, something to say, then they'll say it to me, whether it's through dream state or whether it just comes through as a telepathic message, like a quick telepathic message while I'm awake. So yeah, Ganesh or Ganesha is another Indian or Hindu animal god or deity. So I thought I'll mention him as well. Anything else? So basically, that's why Hindus have, Indians or Hindus have these animal gods and deities, because they have been made aware of the fact that animals are also God. And that's also why actually, I'm not sure, most or all, that's also why Hindus are vegetarian and they don't eat animals. Um, and I was also just wondering, like, and this is not to cause any kind of tension or divide between Hindus and Muslims or anything like that. No, these are just my thoughts and feelings that I'm sharing. And I was just, kind of wondering, like, there are, Hindus who have been made aware of the fact that, animals are also God, and so they are vegetarian. They don't eat animals. Like, where did it go so wrong with the Muslims, though? Like, why is it the complete opposite when it comes to the Muslims? Like, where did it go so wrong when it comes to the Muslims? And when it comes to the celebration of Eid al-Adha and animal sacrifice? And in the name of God? Like, how does that make sense? We are killing God in the name of God? Like, how does that make sense? It's something to reflect upon. Um, so yeah, I wonder, how did Muslims got it so wrong? Like, where did it go so wrong for Muslims? And then turning it into a celebration? Like, how can taking a life of a living being, because animals are also living beings just like humans, and I've just said they are also God, so how can taking a life of a living being can be a celebration? Or, like, where did the Muslims go so wrong that they turned this kind of a thing where they're taking a life of a living being and they're celebrating it, and they've turned it into a celebration? Like, when did killing and murder, because if anybody even just saw the images of Eid al-Adha around the world, it just seems like a bloodbath, like an animal massacre. That's how I personally feel about it, and I don't care if anybody else feels differently. But, and I've already shared my feelings regarding the celebration, the Muslim celebration, the yearly Muslim celebration of Eid al-Adha in one of my old videos. It's probably somewhere on my channel here. I think I titled it something like "It's Time to End Eid al-Adha." Um, so I don't want to go into all that again. And I was also obviously sharing my own personal experience, being born into and raised in a Muslim country like Pakistan, and my experience with the yearly celebration of Eid al-Adha and the animal sacrifice and the bloodbath and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't want to go into all that again. It disturbs me. But just another thing that was coming to my mind is, like, how did the Muslims go so wrong with this? How can killing and murdering and taking the life of other living beings be turned into a celebration? I don't get that. I don't understand that at all. To me, it seems really sick. It disturbs me. And also, I'm an empath, so I'm extremely sensitive to this kind of thing. And so, yeah, I was just wondering, like, how did the Muslims and the religion of Islam, with all this Eid al-Adha and animal sacrifice thing, like, how did the Muslims go so wrong? And why? They've been misguided. They've been misguided. Muslims have been misguided. That's just the message that's just come through telepathically in my head. Like that's what I just heard. I've just heard they've been misguided. I just heard that message come through to me telepathically. So Muslims have been misguided when it comes to all that. And so it's funny, I started with black magic and Hanuman and the animal gods and deities and the animal kingdom and the animals, and then it turned into all this, and then all this have come out of me, and um well, and so yeah, so this is what this video has turned out to be. That's okay. I'm supposed to speak on animals as well. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Namaste and take care.